also happens to be an aspect of yourself. So, and we're talking about Venus in the 11th house. So, what does this individual like? What is Venus like? Venus is like a princess. She likes the finer things in life. She likes money. She likes comfort. She likes the fruits and not so much the labor that comes with it. She likes beauty. She likes the arts. She likes love. She loves partnership, one-on-one partnership specifically, personable partnerships that don't always have to be relationships, just personable partnerships with people. She likes what else does Venus like? I guess I'll stop there. So let's go to the 11th house. What is the 11th house? The 11th house is ruled by Aquarius. The 11th house represents the randomness of life, because Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, and Uranus is like the randomness of life. It represents the random, the unpredictable things. It represents groups and organizations. It represents science. The 11th house also, in a lot of ways, because it's ruled by Aquarius and Uranus, this is where astrology comes in. So the 11th house also rules astrology. The 11th house rules, it rules into some capacity, it also rules friendship, because it's about groups and organizations. So, you know, friendships in general, but not so much personable friendships, more detached friendships, more treating everybody equal, which isn't always fair, because some people need to be treated in certain ways, whereas other people need to be treated in certain ways. So sometimes it doesn't feel fair. So I wouldn't say Aquarius is treat people fair. They just treat people the same, which is not always a good idea, because they're fixed air. It's a controlled way, and keep in mind Aquarius rules the 11th house. It's a controlled way of communicating. So it's not always about being fair. It's just a controlled way of communicating. So sometimes they can treat people all the same to their detriment. An enemy can be treated just as well as a friend in some cases. So if they're not careful. So now we're gonna take Venus and we're gonna thrust her into this house. Also, the 11th house also represents hopes, dreams, and wishes. The reason why it represents that is because, you know, when they say teamwork makes the dream work, this is the group house. This is the organization house, the house of friendship. So this is where you're going to get the most people to contribute to your dreams and goals, is in this house. So what does Venus experience here? So when Venus goes into the 11th house, she becomes extremely detached from all. She becomes a lot less personable with people. She's more detached. She more treats everybody like a friend in a detached way too, and she'll even disassociate herself with certain individuals at certain points in time in that friendship, to show them that she is aligned with others, to show them that they aren't as important as they may think they are. That they are not so much. It's not blatantly like I will throw you away, but it's a really subtle, hey, I got a lot of friends and I treat them all equal. Nobody over here has an exaggerated ego, you know? So don't act like you are that important, because you're not. You know, it's really subtle though, the way that they do it. They're not really in your face about it all the time. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they can be, you know. Sometimes there are Aquariuses. I like to consider Aquarius the ego cutter. You know, they like to chop down an ego. They see a flared up ego, they want to like to chop it down, because Aquarius is the opposite of Leo. This is an opposing force. I like to describe also, the 11th house is it represents the crowd. and not the individual. So when Venus is here, you know, she is more, she wants to, she loves the crowd more than the individual. She loves the groups more than the individuals that are in the group themselves. She just loves being a part of a group. She has a really group think mentality for the most part. And how does this manifest in love and partnerships? So when it comes to business deals, you know, people often feel like these people are, you know, extremely unique and extremely unique and extremely random as well, because they don't like to be, even though they are a controlled air energy, they still like to be unpredictable, because that's the extra, because it's still air. Air cannot be grasped. So there's still an element of them being, you know, untouchable. So they still like to change things up, be very unique, stand out, because they want to be in a group, but they don't want to blend in the group to the point that they don't have an identity, you know. So how does this manifest in love? These people they can be really cold-hearted in relationships for the most part, and it comes off cold-hearted because they're not as personable as other people can be, and they can treat relationships like, you know, almost like it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know, they can be the type to cheat, and it's okay because it's just sex, right? It's just sex. This is just a function, a bodily function. Why are you getting emotional about this? You know, they're really detached from things that are personable, because what is their opposite? Leo. It's a very personal, focus on me, self-centered sign. It's all about me. Now they're like, no, it's not all about you. So that's how they treat relationships. A lot of them can treat relationships like that, or see the world in that way. And so this molds Venus into being kind of cold when it comes to partnerships, kind of cold when it comes to even business deals, etc. She's kind of a cold person in those situations. It depends, you know, if your moon sign or your ascendant. It depends on, that's how your personality might, you know, rewrite what I'm saying here. But for the most part, this is a cold energy, really cold energy, really logical energy. And Venus was already logical, but she was at least personable with that logic, so it still gave her an air of being warmth, and it still kind of made her a little warm, or a little, you know, she was a little more pleasant as well. But this is a lot less pleasant. It's a lot more cold. But the saving grace that this energy has is that it's so unique. It's so people eventually tend to respect these individuals because they're fixed air. They don't change their mind about a lot of things. They tend to stay firm on what their thoughts are. So people tend to accept them for the most part for who they are. They tend to be accepted the most for who they are, because 9 times out of 10 these people don't change. Mentally speaking, they don't change who they are. What else can I say about this placement? So it's not uncommon for them to want to be in a relationship that is group based, you know, or have threesomes, or, you know, have had many threesomes in their lifetime. They want to experience these things. They want to experience being detached in a partnership. You know, they expect this. To them, this is how things should go. And if you're making it all about yourself, that's weird. Like, why are you making things weird? It's not all about you. We're just trying to experience some pleasure. It's a bodily function. Let's just have this, you know, threesome. So that's how they like to see things. So what else can I say? Let's go to the women, right? The women with this placement. So Venus is like the inner, the younger feminine, the younger woman within each woman. Like, this is how they were when they were young, basically. They were very detached in love. They were very logical in love. They probably preferred to be appreciate the love more when there's aspects of randomness to it. Like they don't want you to come at them with the same type of romance that they see on TV. Add a little spin on it. Add some kind of creativity to what you're doing there. That's what they prefer. That's what they seek. This is what they project out into the world. And if you're not coming like that, they can be very cold and detached. They appreciate uniqueness. They appreciate the random. These type of women were also ego cutters as well. So a lot of guys that might have been really prideful in dealing with these type of women, they probably got their prides cut down, chopped their pride. Like just imagine a tree, timber, man down. Like these were the man eaters, if you will. They could be. They can be if they want to, because they have a way of approaching partnerships like this, and trying to make you feel like you aren't up there, because they don't. It's a lot of times it's like it's not malicious all the time. It's just the energy that they're carrying. The energy that they're carrying is it's not self-centered energy. It's like, hey, y'all all getting treated the same. So, but later on, depending on what this woman's moon sign is, she might eventually become the moon sign. Because this is her girl energy. Now, if her moon is in Aquarius, obviously she will remain in that Aquarian energy. But if her moon is different, then she's going to switch it up, and she's going to see that as her girl energy, and see the moon energy as her new maternal, mature energy. That's why those words start with an M. But anyway, so the men with this placement, the men are seeking women that are, open-minded, detached, equally, okay with, hey, I'm gonna go out of town, right, and I'm gonna talk to other girls, and we're gonna sleep with each other, but whatever you do here, it's cool with me. Just don't mess up the house. Respect me. Don't be posting crazy stuff on social media. And we can have this type of open relationship. It's cool, because they're really logical like that. Or they might not tell them, or they just have that in their head. They just have that in their head that's cool. They don't even have to speak about it. So the men can be like that. The men can be, the type that do like to experience threesomes a lot, or that's where they find their pleasure. The men, or what I mean is they want their woman to be open to these type of things. They're not judgmental. That's another thing I didn't say. These people are very open-minded. They don't like to judge when it comes to their partners. They don't like to judge very much. It's just, be yourself, be uniquely you. I appreciate the uniqueness of who you are, but don't be a self-centered crybaby, because I'm gonna chop that ego down. That's how these people are for the most part. So these men, they want their women to not be self-centered and be open-minded, be like just keep things logical, respectful and logical. These men, I would say, were lady killers as well, because they might attract women that probably did want serious, personable partnerships, and they broke their hearts, probably cheated on them, and just was like, to them it was just logical. But to the woman, she had her whole heart in that and all that. These were the lady killers as well. The women were man eaters, and the men were lady killers. A lot of them. So, but the most important thing, the thing that these people love the most, near and dear to their heart, is uniqueness, freedom, and friendship. And detached type of friendship, though. The friendship that isn't smothering. So they need an essence of freedom and changeability here. This is what they love the most. They also love logic. They also love in a weird way, they also love predictability, because these people tend to put other people in a box as well. They like to put people in a box, like, box, because you are in this group that they have created, this mental group that they've created, and they already put you in a box of who you are. You're the guy that juggles. You're the guy that works out. You're the guy that's a jerk. You know, they have all these boxes. So that's the only aspect of this energy, of this Aquarian type energy, where it's a little more rigid. But that's all I would say about this placement. I hope